Hi Derby and Berkshire students. This video is going to serve as an introduction and overview for week 2 material and a recap of week 1 material just to make sure that everyone understands the setup we have for 7th grade math. So hopefully many of you have gone ahead and taken the time to go into Google Classroom and set up a good plan, a good routine every day to make sure you're being productive and staying busy throughout this closure. So for this video though, I want to kind of center on what is available for you in math and how I, if I was a student, would structure my time. So I'm going to direct you to my desktop here. So this is the Google Classroom that many of you have been exposed to already, and I do realize that when you first log in, it's going to look similar to mine right here, and it is a lot of material. But with a good routine and a plan set in place, you can definitely progress through many of the options available. And remember, you want to work on assignments that are related to your core classes. If you are in choir, here's some choir stuff. But if you're not, it's not necessary for you to go in there. But of course, if you want to go ahead and check it out, there's nothing stopping you. But I'm going to go ahead and click on math. And you can see here that the general idea for math in 7th grade is that we got two things set up for you. Okay, so I'm going to kind of recap week 1. We set up for you a project, and it says in big caps here that this is an option if you want something more project-based, okay? Something a little less traditional from an activity, a little less traditional from what you may have done in class. And that's a great option, and you can choose this option as a way to go ahead and review key math skills. The second option is titled Comm, Big Ideas, Math, and More, Week 1, Week 2, and so on. And this option is more for those that prefer something a little more structured and guidance on specific math concepts and work. And in this type of work, okay, you can choose and pick through many of the assignments listed and see what you feel you want to practice or review. You can do some or all, your choice. So I'm going to go over what's available in week 2. So in week 2, we have designed it to go ahead and split it up just like we've done in week 1. There's an integer escape room that will give you the opportunity to practice your chapter 1 and 2 skills using an escape room style activity. Okay? And that's more for those that want something project-based, puzzle-based. The second option up here, okay, is the Comm, Big Ideas, Math, and More, week 2. So when I click on this, as you can see here building up, there's the introduction with access to all of your general links for Big Ideas Math and the book and Con. But right here, you're going to notice worksheets that relate to each chapter. And this is something that you may have already done before. So I'm going to click on this first one. You may have done it in class before, but the purpose of review is to look over things that you may have already done and get that set review to remember many of the topics that you may have forgotten or just need a little bit more refreshing on. So this is practice A for 1.1 absolute values. So work on it in your composition book if you tried any of those note-taking skills we recommended, or you can print this out and work through it yourself. Now, as you're going through these, there's 5 sections in chapter 1, 4 in chapter 2. Click them and pick on the ones that seem apply to you. Okay, if it's something that you already know, like absolute values, go ahead and move on to the next section. There is an answer key for each chapter, so I'll click on that, and you can see right here there's quite a bit of all kind of crammed into each other, but just take the time to kind of pick apart what each worksheet's answer key is, okay, and you can check it on your own. And if you are confused about what the correct answer is, how that answer came to be, because there's no work shown on here, feel free to reach out to your teacher, and that's an opportunity for you to communicate and get feedback on your skills. Additionally, if you scroll to the bottom, this right here is going to be something that's going to be added to every week. And these are review games. You can choose to do these review games as good practice. Maybe do like one game each session or something of that sort. You set up your plan. Or you can do it as a supplement to these review worksheets. But each game here links to a certain chapter and gives you practice with the skills that apply to that chapter. But one thing to note about these, and I'm going to try going to one, like right here, when you first go into it, it usually only works on a laptop or a desktop, like a browser, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, but you'll have to enable Flash for the first time. So that's okay to do. Just go ahead and click And up here, I'm going to allow this. I'm using Chrome, and boom, the game will load, and you can work through it at your leisure. So, to recap here, okay. To recap, we've sectioned off math to be two sets of styles, and you can choose to do one or the other, or you can choose to do both. That's perfectly fine, but I'd recommend, based on the workload you have with other classes and collectives, just choose one style and see if that fits the review that you need. Okay? And definitely reach out to your teachers, reach out to anyone you need to help. Set up a little group thread with your friends. You don't have to necessarily work through all of this alone. The purpose of this is to stay in touch and to get that good math skill review. Even if it's not with the teachers, you can do it with your friends. So with that being said, okay, stay safe, stay calm, and reach out as needed. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.